want to investigate him for every little thing that they feel like they can get him on in order to get him out of that seat. Okay? Say they succeed. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they succeed. Say the Democrats and the liberals or whoever else is against Donald Trump, even the never Trump or Republicans, say they succeed. Okay? They succeed in getting him out of office. Who do you think you're going to get in there? We think this man has created an economy that's booming right now. Everybody has jobs. There's so many jobs. There's so many jobs that they're not enough workers to fill those jobs. What's going to happen to that? Are they going to keep that going? Democrats say that they're not. Nancy Pelosi says she's not. Chuck Schumer says that he's not. They're not going to keep that going. Okay, well, what are you going to do to replace that? What are you going to do to replace all of this new legislation that he put forward to help America out, to make America great again? What are you going to replace it with? Because if it's working, why would you want it to stop? I don't understand that. If it's working, why would you want it to stop? If it's working and you replace it, you have to. If it's working, then the obvious other solution or result would be something that doesn't work. I think what it is they just don't want him to have it. It's not the legislation. They don't have a problem with the legislation. They don't have a problem with America winning, or do they? I think they're just angry and kind of frustrated that they weren't the ones that came up with it. They weren't the ones who came up with the idea. I think that's what the whole gist of it is that they didn't come up with the idea. Our man isn't in there with these ideas. Our man didn't come up with these ideas. So we're kind of upset with that. And we want back in. Now that we've seen how you did it, now we want to take credit for it. We want to put you out, and then we want to come in, and then we're not going to change nothing. The secret is we're not going to change nothing. We're going to get in there, leave everything the way it is, or mess it up by trying to add something to it so they can seem like they did something. But we're going to leave it the way it is, and then say we did it. And then make you go down as the worst president of the United States that ever was a president. The sad part about that is, if they don't leave it, that legislation and his policies in place, and they do end up rescinding them, and rolling them back, and they replace it with something that's totally worse. Look at all the people that they're going to be affecting. All of the Americans that they may end up losing their newly created jobs. All of the businesses that had their tax cuts, all of the tax cuts are going to be gone. Which means that they're going to have to close their doors again. Which means no more workers. They're not going to be able to hire again because they won't have the money that they need or the capital they need to operate and expand. You have to know economics. This man is a business major. Like, he's a businessman. He's a business major. He knows economics. He knows how money flows. Some of these people don't know how money flows. They just want to be in office. They just want to look good. But the office of the presidency isn't about looking good. It's about being a leader. It's about governing. It's about leading a nation to evolution, to growth. I hate using this word because they use this word all the time, progression. Well, we'll see. We'll see how all that ends up. But if you're somebody like Donald Trump, and you're the president of the United States, and you see all of this stuff happening, and you see these people that want you out badly, and you're standing there and you're looking out that window in that Oval Office, and you're saying to yourself, is this really worth it? Is it worth all of the smear campaigns, the slander, the libel, the backbiting, the talking about my family, the destruction, literally the literal social judgment or it's like holding court in the street. The public opinion is completely atrocious about this man and anyone who supports him, not just his family members, anyone who supports him. There's just so much anger, vitriol about this guy, man. I've heard black people say we don't want him in there because he's not black. He's not black enough. We had our guy in and we wanted Hillary. Wait a minute, she's not black enough. Do you realize she has blonde hair and blue eyes as well, or colored eyes as well? You do realize that she is European, right? Of European descent. We want her in because she's a woman. Yeah, it's beautiful. She's a woman. It would be nice to have a woman in office, but the woman that gets in the office has to be effective. She has to be an effective president. I don't care if she wears Prada or if she wears skater shoes. I don't care if she's a woman of prominence or if she's a woman that isn't so prominent. I don't care if she's a celebrity or not a celebrity. I wouldn't care if she's black or white. I wouldn't care what, as long as she's right for the country. I don't have a problem with a woman being president. Is she right for the country? That's the whole situation. And that's no slight of Hillary Clinton. Actually, when she started running, I was in support of her until I found out some things about her and some legislation that her husband put forward about African Americans and incarceration. And it kind of touched me a little bit more because I was actually going through that system when they wrote it and passed it. So it has a little bit of sentimental value there. That one. But nevertheless, I'm a screw up. I'm just a statistic. Another African American that just walks around here talking a bunch of talk and not doing nothing with his life. That's what they would like to portray about me. Or portray about people like me. Deplorables. The basement dwellers. The ones that can't seem to get out of their mother's and their father's home unless they get help. I'll say this and I'm going to end it completely. This one. I don't really want to do any more videos, but I started talking because I have so much on my chest and I don't really want to sit down and talk to individuals about it because there are a lot of individuals in this country, for some strange reason, man, they're not thinking with any common sense, and I can't have a really intellectual conversation with anyone anymore because they think it's all about competition now. You know, it's all about if he uses big words, I have to use big words. If she uses big words, I have to use big words. You know, it's all about competition. I got to look better than her. I got to sound better than her. I got to dress better than him. I got to walk better than him. I got to do everything better than another person. And all of a sudden, we live in a big old preschool. The earth has become a big preschool. Instead of being an evolved planet with evolved beings and evolved souls on it that don't argue so much about the smallest things, and that the highest priorities are the things that we go on, the things that we chase after, the things that we're trying to improve upon. Instead of degrading ourselves, man, each and every day. So that's what I would like to say, man. In regards to African Americans, I am an African American. I'm not speaking against you. What I'm saying is I'm posing questions. I'm posing issues. I am giving you my thoughts and my opinions, which is nothing because everybody has an opinion. But I'm giving you my opinions of what we can do to better ourselves. And I'm telling you, I don't like giving you the problems. I like to talk about the solutions. Everybody knows the problem. Everybody knows the problems. I had a teacher tell me once before, this was the first time I ever heard this in my life. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And I don't like hearing about the problems. That's all I hear is people talk about the problems. This is the problem. This is the problem. What is the solution? We've been talking about the problems for like 50, 60 years. We've been talking about the problems ever since we've been over here in chattel slavery. We've been talking about the problems even when we were in Africa, arguing amongst each other about whose tribe is better than this tribe. And we've been talking about the problems forever. Let's talk about solutions. What are real solutions? Let's make this economy great like it is right now. And let's not repeal that. Let's get health care at affordable costs without breaking the pockets of either the people or the doctors and making the insurance companies richer. Let's help our veterans out. For Christ's sake, for crying out loud, these people went over there and sacrificed their lives for us. You want to turn these veterans down and you don't want to give them jobs when they come back, and you have them out here living in the street, living in homeless shelters. Do you realize that it was that man's sacrifice standing out there in some jungle somewhere with an M16 being shot at, risking their lives for you to be able to discriminate against them when they come home? You guys just don't really understand how great this country is. This country is so great that it creates laws to be able to protect you from saying something ignorant. It protects you from me. It protects you from me beating you up for saying something ignorant. You actually have the freedom of speech, and I know that sounds really horrible, but it's true. You have the freedom of speech to be able to say something stupid, completely ignorant, something that makes no sense to anybody except yourself. And it protects you. That Constitution protects you from people like me who would knock you upside your head for saying something so stupid. Or tell you to shut up. I can't even tell you to shut up. I can because I have the freedom of speech. But I can't stop you. I can't legally stop you from saying what you want to say, even if it's ignorant. Lord have mercy, if this isn't the greatest country that would allow an ignorant person to speak. Just because you have an opinion, you can speak that opinion, even if it's ignorant and stupid. Sorry if I'm sounding real belligerent right now, but I woke up to that. I'm like, man, you can, and this is the only country where you could, in the world, where you could speak out against the government and say something stupid about the president of the United States and put out a music video where his wife is in a stripper outfit in the Oval Office, and you could get paid off of it. You could get so much attention off of something like that. Try that in Iraq when Saddam Hussein was running it. Try that in Saudi Arabia right now. Go over there and make a video about the Crown Prince's wife and put it out on their TV stations and see what don't happen to you. Go over to Iran and do that. Even with them going through a revolution right now, try that over in Iran. Do that anywhere else and we'll see. If you don't get sued until you die, you will die in some of those countries. Boy, I really don't think you guys really understand how great this country is. Don't burn no more flags. Don't tear down the monuments. That's your history. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Again, these are just my thoughts. These are just my opinions. Nobody's gonna take it serious. I know this already because there are people who are there are people over the years, over the decades in this country, over centuries in this country have said the same things that I've said and said it better. Said it with statistics, said it with statistics and facts. Said it with historical evidence, archaeological evidence, all of that. Have said it better than I have, and people still haven't listened to it. We still got to this point in history to this day. And it's not all that bad. No, it's not all that bad. But we still need improving. The nerve of people sit up there and tell me that I need improving and then won't look around and see that their peers need improving too and won't stress it to them. Because people are scared, man. They're scared to say the truth. Because they fear what somebody else is going to say to them. But they have no problem criticizing the next person that they feel is weaker than them. I know a person that sat back, I'm going to say this and I'll end it. I know a person that sat back and he said this. He said, he didn't like a certain person. Right? And he knew where the person worked at. And the person worked for somebody that he was actually friends with. So he said, I'm going to get this guy fired. And the unscrupulous friend that he had that actually employed the man that he has a problem with did it. Fired him. And I asked him, I said, why would you do that? Because I don't like him. I just don't like the mob. You just don't like him. What did he ever do to you? Nothing, man. The mob think he just think he all that, man. I just want to show him that he ain't all that. I want to show him I'm more powerful than him. I want to show him that I have the ability to get him fired because I want the mob to come to me. Why? Why you want him to come to you? Because the mob got some money. He know this person. Or I'm not going to say why he said why he did him. But it all came down to this. He needed him more than the guy needing him. But he was too afraid to man up and admit it to him and ask him for help. Instead, he went all the way around and created all that bad karma, got the man fired and all of that stuff, just to try to prove a point. And the point was not that I'm tougher than you. The point was, because anybody could have did that. Anybody that knows other people that's in position can go and say, look, I need you to do me a favor and get this person fired. Anybody can do that. But it takes a strong person to come to somebody and admit to them, you may be better than me. You might actually be better than me at a certain subject or a certain thing. And I would like you to help me out with that. Men have a problem with that these days. It's all about posturing, and it's not about being truthful and being real and being authentic and being genuine. And I think that's the problem. And that wraps up my little dissertation, my little commentary. Because these are the things that have been on my mind about this country for a long time. And it took me to get here to Washington, D.C. to explain it. Because now that I'm here, I just feel that vibe and I feel that energy. And these are the things that I wanted to say. You won't be seeing much from me as far as making videos like this. I'm not really a vocal person like that because I feel like I'm wasting my time and wasting my breath. Because like I said, there were people that were more qualified than me, way much more intellectual than me, a lot more smarter than I am, and a lot more knowledgeable, a lot more they had all the information and all the data, right? The information and their data amounted to somebody having security clearance at the White House. They were so smart. I used to be like, who told you all of this? And they have been saying this for centuries, for years, for decades, and people still don't listen. So what's one more voice saying it, right? That's what I'm saying. If anybody's gonna listen to me, if they didn't listen to him, or they didn't listen to her, or they ain't listen to them, they're not gonna listen to me. But I just felt like I wanted to go ahead and explain it. You have to ventilate sometimes in order to keep from exploding on someone. And I choose not to explode on anyone. I choose not to explode on no one. Because again, these are just my thoughts. These are just my opinions. Whether people listen or not is neither here or there. But God bless America. Against everyone else's wishes that can't stand it, man. God bless Donald J. Trump. God bless his family. God bless those in the administration that's helping him try to make America great again by policies. That's cliche. Trying to make this country great in the way it's ran, in the way it's governed. Trying to help people get off of the floor and get out of a recession and into years of prosperity. God bless those people. May the almighty great architect, the source of all life in the universe, bless these people with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and the protection and security that they need away from individuals who would love to watch them go down just for the sake of watching them go down and falling. May God bless these people. Because if it wasn't for them, again, where would we be? Thanksgiving is coming up. I am going to do this, and I'm not suggesting this to anybody, but I am going to do this. I am going to be thankful, even if I don't have anything, and I don't have anything. People that know me know I don't have nothing right now. But I am going to be thankful for the fact that I live in a country that would allow me to make a YouTube video that nobody's gonna watch about my opinions. And my opinions may be the most unpopular opinion in the whole country. But still, I live in a country where I could be a straight up bum with no money and still be able to make a video and put it on YouTube with a cell phone. Thank God for this country. because I don't know where anyone would be if we didn't have this country. I can't imagine living anywhere else, even though there are better places. I'm not saying better places. I wouldn't say better places. Even though there are other places, that doesn't mean it's a better place. That's what I really wanted to say. Thank God for this country. It's one of a kind. And there will never be another country like this ever again. I don't think so. It's a great work. It's a great work. It's a great experiment to bring all of these people together from all of these ethnic races and cultures. You bring them together and have them live together and share their different value systems and different principles. And you bring them all together and you somehow get them to coincide with one another and coexist with one another. It is a great experiment. A great experiment. And I just hope that we don't take the experiment too serious, to the point where we start fighting each other about the experiment. It's an experiment, right? It's supposed to be enjoyed. It's supposed to be out of curiosity. It's supposed to be done to see how far we can evolve, not how far we can devolve. Or what's the sense of having an experiment? Let's make something out of this experiment, man. Let's make the creator proud that he even allowed it to happen in the first place, instead of making him disappointed that he allowed it to happen in the first place. God bless America. God bless our president. God bless our Congress. Democrat, Republican, I don't care. God bless you. Make the right decisions for us. We're not all of us are not in them chairs. You are in the chair. And you have the blessing to be able to make laws and create legislation and policies. Make the right ones for everybody, not just yourself and your partners. Signing out from Washington, D.C. My name is Andrew Grammer. I love you all, even if the love doesn't come back. I'm going to give me something to eat. Peace. God bless.